What up, everybody? Hello, welcome, Dragons of the Stars. Thank you for coming, and thank you for your first time chat. Hopefully, you have a good time here. If not, blame Lulu.
Why is it my fault every time something goes wrong?
Nice. On my wicked emote.
I actually love that so much.
I
What
think it's
emo?
pretty funny.
Whack Dad.
What emote?
Esley's, Sheikah has, their, excellent Fugi tech as the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, honestly.
Oh, holy shit. God damn. Oh, that rips ass, dog.
It farts?
That looks good.
If that's how you choose to interpret it, then sure.
That's how everybody interprets
meaning.
it.
I don't think there's any other meaning
that
to
means.
ripping ass.
I want to give context because I've actually led Abu a little astray here. I say it because I'm quoting Doug, who said it because he meant it's super cool, but he was being an idiot and said something that doesn't really make much sense because ripsass absolutely does mean fart. However, I'm quoting it, and I think Abu started quoting it from me, not realizing what it actually means.
Oh no.
Hey, Lulu? Have you been gaslighting me into saying it rips ass when I think something's cool?
I didn't do it on purpose, but I guess accidentally? Can you accidentally gaslight someone? Yeah.
Well, I mean, since it's about farting, it was more like your ass lighting.
Alright, thank you for coming to stream, everybody. This was a good one. I am gonna find someone
Retiring.
Yeah, I am retiring for the night. I will never say anything as funny as that.
Happy graduation stream.
Abu, remember when you pulled from the presidential election? That was crazy.
Oh my god. That rips ass.
And you announced it on Twitter.
Everybody's so mean to me. I need to get Art of Zolrina. I need to get Art of Zolrina extremely caked up in the corner with the everybody's so mean to me.
Dude, I love meme redraws. They're my favorite.
Yeah.
They're so fun.
I will pay somebody to do that of either Peanut or Zolrina.
I mean,
You act like you don't like getting bullied when everything you do is to incite a reaction that of which is negative from most of your friends, who love you, by the way, whom love and respect you.
Brought this upon yourself.
And
yet you put us in a position where we have to continually say, Abu, what the fuck are you on about?
Holy shit! Okay, moving swiftly on because I think Zolrina's gonna need a little bit of time to recover from that.
You respect me?
Welcome. Oh my god.
Took psychic damage somehow.
It is, we are in session 9 and something stirs in Pogstone. Everyone is still in the dungeon. We took a little long on the puzzle last time, so we didn't get as far as we thought we would. But hey, we're back again. And we're here in the Artificer's Lab after a fun fog cloud-based combat that was swiftly resolved.
Sorry I set the bookcase on fire.
Oh yeah, that's still on fire, isn't it?
It's lit.
What's a bokeh?
Yeah. All of you find yourselves in this lovely artificer's workshop, and I mentioned this before the combat resolved in the last session, but Angus, to you, this workshop is like a paradise. This is what you would want, basically, from an ideal workshop. Maybe not to like the exact placement of tools and stuff like that. They're probably a little higher than you would be comfortable with.
And things are a little on fire, but maybe you like that.
Yeah, that might be Angus's style, but it's like it's damn near perfect for you.
Damn, what a shame.
Anyways, pulls out a hammer.
Kind of like him with the hallway. Lulu is like, this hallway is like an incredible piece of art, and Angus was like, what a shame, destroys it.
I mean, there's nothing. I will say you're welcome to roll whatever you want, but there's nothing in the room that's immediately threatening you. You guys got a pretty
shouting
good.
in the hallway?
What was that?
Weren't there people shouting down the hallway?
That was the people you just killed. So there are some bodies on there are some bodies on the ground.
You loot the bodies.
Let the bodies have hit the floor.
Actually, Angus would not do that. Angus would be like looking around and.
Can
Yeah,
I
I'm
prestidigitation the fire out?
So there were 4 thugs. They had between the 4 of them, they had about 27 silver pieces amongst them. And additionally, they had, let me pull their shit. Because the window closed on me, because they love doing that to me.
Hey, Lulu. Can I prestidigitation the fire out?
How big is the fire by now? Can you do that? I'll say yes.
Is it equivalent to a campfire?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair.
Cool.
So they have, each of them was carrying a mace and a heavy crossbow, and had some basic, like, leather armor on them. Nothing particularly exciting.
Please don't take their pants if you must raid them.
They can have their pants.
So importantly, the common clothes underneath are not part of the leather armor. So if you ever take the armor off of an NPC you kill, unless they are wearing explicitly robes, they're almost certainly wearing stuff underneath it.
So it's not like
underwear, but like actual clothes.
It's not like in Elder Scrolls where like if you take off their like super elven armor,
no.
it's just fucking Hog City.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, at the moment, you are unassailed, although with the noise you made and the fight that broke out, there is a subtle confidence that you don't have a lot of time, is kind of, I think, the general impression the group has. But you have time to look around, and you spot 2 unlocked doors on the far end of the room.
Oh, cool.
Over here.
Are there any cool arcane tomes or scrolls?
You're welcome to give me an investigation check of the room, just to see if you find anything. There is stuff in this room, I will tell you, but how much of it you find is basically
12.
going to be based on the roll. Yeah.
Angus, no!
God.
Does
Yeah,
someone
it's a room.
Does someone want to give him a help action?
Angus, I think you are a little too distracted by the big fuck-off ring in the center of the room to notice anything else in this room. Zorina, you spy lying on sorry, I can't speak, words are hard. You see lying on an anvil on the far side of the room.
This guy?
You spot a kind of set of gems. Would Zorina know like much about gems?
Probably. She's a noble.
There's an azurite, a hematite, a rhodotrosite, and 2 eye agates.
Whoa, hematite mentioned.
Love me some hematite. Love that fucking shiny ass rock. One sec. Okay, let me write this down. Hematite. How many hematite?
Just 1.
1 hematite. 1 azurite.
One rhodochrosite.
Rhodochrosite. Probably spelling that wrong for now.
Eye agates.
Eye agates. 2 eye agates. So nothing like too valuable, but pretty.
No, useful in artificing, but nothing that's like, oh, I just found like a pile of diamonds.
So nothing I can really use, but still cool.
So generally, how I've ruled this, because this is almost like a quote unquote loot room. There's a lot more stuff in here, but I think how I'm going to do this is you don't have a lot of time. So I think all of you are going to, I would actually like everyone to roll an investigation roll, and based on your roll, I will give you something, is essentially how I've done this.
That's cool, I like that.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
It summarizes, like, how well did you look at the room, did you notice anything of value?
Not just going through it.
Yeah.
Zata has not had good rolls.
No, it's okay though.
You need to
She's
threaten your
fucking
dice.
stressed.
Me,
She's
Naja
stressed.
and Angus just staring at the ring in the middle.
You guys need to uncurse your dice.
I've had great
Esley as
rolls for
well.
some things, but
Yeah,
like,
no, like, you had some like awesome moments like 2 sessions ago as well.
Yeah.
So
Was that 2 sessions ago now? Jesus.
I think so.
the heroism thing was 2 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That
Yeah,
feels like 2 days
Time
ago.
has blasted by. Yeah, I was like, it's already Wednesday again. I was so freaked out by that. Thank God I did not need prep for this because I'd already done a ton in advance. But oh my God.
Esley has a question for you in chat, Lulu.
Are Nat 1 skill rolls autofill here or no? Yes.
Lulu uses the house ruled crit failure rules.
I do. So Boblin.
Nat 20 doesn't necessarily auto succeed, it just gets you.
So how I rule Nat 1 skill rolls and Nat 20 skill rolls, crit fails and crit successes on skill rolls, is obviously you can't say, oh, I do an athletics check to jump to the moon. You could say you do that, and they'll be like, okay, roll for it. Even if you hit a Nat 20, you don't jump to the moon. You just do a really, really good jump, the best jump you can do. That's the idea of it, of like, oh, you did a really impressive jump. Still not to the moon, but I mean, it was cool.
You did a backflip.
Yeah, and vice versa. Like, if you try to do something that you can't do and just hope you hit a 20 and you do, that does not mean you do it. It just means you do the best you possibly could have done, even if that is still a failure. Is generally how I rule that. Most DMs I've spoken to are like, oh, that's a really succinct way of putting it. I'm like, yeah, thank you. I came up with it myself.
Yes.
Anyways, I'll go down the list. Siren, you are particularly drawn to this interesting piece of armor that you see in a crate on the wall. The lid is removed and you spot this armor. It catches your eye because it doesn't look like a common like steel chest plate. It almost looks like it's made of water.
That's so cool. I want that.
Yeah. So a lot of the artifacts in this room, I'm going to say would require identify to know exactly what they are.
I have identify.
You're welcome to use it. It depends on if Siren shares it, but yeah. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but it's like a watery armor almost. It's like an armor you can pick up. It feels like metal, but it like moves and looks like water.
Oh, god damn it. It only works on one object.
So if you want to make a note of that, you're welcome to take it. You're welcome to leave it. Up to you. I'm not obviously making y'all take stuff, but yeah.
Yoinked. Well spoken.
Boblin.
If he gets something cooler than like a handful of precious stones, I swear to God.
Let's see. Boblin, you see a cute little like green cap that like catches your eyes. You're like, this would look really good. It's just your right fashion. It's this really adorable green little cap.
Boblin's not adorable. He's bitchin' and manly and virile.
Okay, but yeah, you see a small green cap.
Okay, I take the cap and I put it on my head.
Without identify. Okay.
Yeah.
Lulu said artifacts.
So I will clarify here. Would Boblin know about the concept of cursed loot?
No.
Oh, he just wouldn't know. Okay, yeah, okay, you do it. I will let you know if something comes of that.
Okay.
Just let me know if you ever try to take it off.
Hey, Lulu, what the fuck did you just do?
Nothing.
Did you curse
Fine.
our pet coyote?
Um,
Did you curse our goddamn friendly raccoon?
friendly. What do you mean a friendly raccoon?
That's basically what Boblin is, right?
Oh my god.
Listen,
What?
That's what goblins are in this setting, right?
goblins are
I still haven't
99%
let that go. Goblins are mostly like a fucking savage feral race, not quite capable of like complex thoughts like Boblin is given to. He was
Okay.
enchanted by a fairy spirit.
Esley, let's see. Esley, something that catches your eye, is, you see what is you. So in your order, in your monk order, you've seen like ritualistic weaponry and stuff like that, right? Things,
Yeah.
yeah, weapons that like stabs and swords that are used in ceremony more than they are in combat. You spot on the far wall, a gorgeous gilded scimitar. Um, uh, that like gives you. I don't want to say it's like, oh, this is definitely of your religion, but it gives you like vague inclinations that it is related in some way.
That's not what I think
yeah.
it is it?
No, it's not what you think it is. It's just a
Okay,
scimitar.
cool. It's just a fancy, pretty scimitar.
You see the scimitar on the far wall. Naja. Okay, hang on.
Dude, let me know, boss.
I will again caveat, you do not have to take anything you don't want to.
Does Esley take the scimitar? That seems to be of her religion.
Yeah, like if you want to, you're welcome to. I'm not making y'all take anything. This is like essentially the equivalent of like, this is your effort of looking around the room, trying to find something of value before you move on, kind of thing. This is all you find. Kind of like grab and go.
No, Esley wouldn't take anything. Or
Can
well, anyways.
Can Zolrina roll insight with disadvantage to see what Esley's looking at?
I would say no. I would say it is entirely up. Like y'all are in a hurry. I've been saying you don't have the time to like really like discuss and like go between each other. This is like a very like in and out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Do I waste a spell slot? Yeah, I think I do. Hang on.
For what?
You do? For what?
Yeah. On what?
Detect magic.
Why would you have the thought to do this? What is prompting Zolrina to do this? Abu wants to do this. Why is Zolrina thinking she wants to do this?
This is a like powerful artificer's lab, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they probably have some pretty decent stuff in here that we just can't identify at a glance. So
Are you hoping? So here's the deal. Are you, Cassis, hoping I will show you more? Because the answer will be no. So I'm trying to like caveat this in advance that like y'all don't have a lot of time,
Mm-hmm.
and probably don't want to be drawing more attention to yourselves.
the idea was just pick up the stones, detect magic, see if she can see anything that stands out, And then
a lot of this room will stand out. So to caveat this, this is above the tables. Arena will not know this information. If you cast detect magic, basically the whole room will start glowing because there's a fuck ton of magic stuff in here.
fair.
So I essentially it's gonna be like anything in here could be of value. The investigation rule is what sticks out to your character.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's not like oh, this is all you could find. This is what sticks out to you.
Cool.
But yeah, Nanta. You see a set of leather armor on a kind of like a modeling doll, a mannequin, and this leather armor seems to have like a beautiful sheen. It's expertly made, and it appears to be of high value. That's all you can garner from looking at it.
Hey, how come on a 4, Naji gets this kick-ass shiny leather armor, but on a 12, Zorina gets 4 rocks?
Uh-huh. Do you think I don't have calculations for everything that's happening right now? Do you really think those gems are just whatever?
I honestly did, yes.
I'm going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got 5 gems. Thank you, Siren.
It shall be mine.
1 was double.
I got a hat.
I love
A cursed hat.
Far away. It's so funny. I did not say it was cursed. I said there's a potential.
A presumably cursed hat.
I was just advising caution. So I will say, Angus, I think, unlike the others who are looking around the room for provisions before they move on, you are particularly captivated by this device in the center of the room. This device is wildly advanced. This is something you would have seen being worked on, not by your college. This is something you would have been privileged to visit a lab of a genius artificer working in the high nobility sector who is being paid untold amounts of money to work for them, to create something that is half as in advanced as what this is. You're welcome to roll Arcana to see if you have any insights into this. I will say, even in a really high roll, you will not have any idea what it actually is, but I will give you some stuff. Yeah.
I could roll
I
investigation.
got a roll.
Is this a hamster wheel?
No.
Okay.
That's a chest.
It's a
anyways.
chest?
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, Angus, looking at this device, first of all, it is powered by, let me pull the name of it. I made it something really hard to remember because I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's right.
Why do I do this myself? Fuck did I pronounce it? Consista gems. Which
What?
are Consista gems. I will spell that out for you.
Please, yeah. Why did you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I had a reason in it for time, but it sounded cool in my head.
Lulu was like, "Fuck vowels."
All that's missing is a fucking apostrophe.
Kiss my ass. So the consistent gems are essentially the power source of the city, but they are extremely well guarded. Basically, there is no way a noble person is not involved if consistent gems are involved. They're basically if like gold runs economies, this runs like more than economies. It runs everything.
Yeah. This is oil.
It's more than oil. It's like oil and also uranium.
So I take it that I would be at least somewhat familiar with this due to my.
You are familiar. You are intimately familiar with Casista gems because
Okay.
you were allowed very like I think twice maybe to work with them, and it was like your inventions came alive just by working with it. It was like the way they animated the things you created, and it almost like made you work better. It almost made your imagination better just by working with this material. And it is plentifully used in this machine.
Okay.
And based on its shape, it looks to be some sort of like gate or passageway or something, maybe like a portal of some kind, but it looks nothing like what you would have ever seen a portal look like before.
Okay.
Are any of the Casista gems particularly loose?
Your voice cut out every other word because you were whispering. What was that?
Are any of the Casista gems particularly loose?
That was what I was
So
gonna ask.
I'm saying Zolrina didn't even pay attention to this.
No, this was me asking for Angus.
No.
Because
This is only chocolate and Angus. Hush.
I mean, I also was going to ask if any of this stuff looks like it would be pretty easy to remove.
So the larger gems are like inset in like extremely thick glass. There is, however, a very small gem, like the size of a marble. But you know that that's not nothing. That's still significant. That is inlaid in like almost like a claw-like thing that like latches around it. Imagine like where you would like plug a battery into a remote, similar to like that level of access.
Okay. What would it be to attempt to remove it? I have a tinker's tools, or can I just remove it?
Tinker's tools actually would be a great check.
Okay. And that would be intelligence, dexterity.
Tinker's tools.
I believe you can choose.
Okay. 16.
Yeah. With extremely delicate precision, because you know how delicate this material is from having worked with it in the past, you successfully release the claws around it and extract it. I think you would just know to do this. You immediately take like this small bag you have, and you have like soft material inside, and there's nothing in it in this bag except it's like soft, like almost like fuzz, and you would just probably drop it in there, zip it up, and do you do this in front of everyone, or do you hide this?
Angus virtually never attempts to hide anything that he does.
I know. I just wanted to give you the option.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like a hex crystal?
Has, like, not quite. There's a reason I'm not willing to say it's like that, and I could explain it, but that would obviously be spoilers. You raised an excellent point I was about to say before I was interrupted. Siren, if anybody has worked with this material before and would recognize it, or like knows of its significance, you're welcome to roll to see if you notice Angus taking this. Otherwise, I don't even think you would clock it. You're just like, oh, Angus is fiddling with some machine, Angus things.
Would Zolrina know about it?
Yes, 100% Zolrina would know about it.
Cool, I thought so.
Very ingrained in nobility and stuff.
What would I roll?
Perception.
Cool.
See if you notice. Angus made no attempt to hide it, so I was just gonna have it like at a solid like 11 to beat it.
Cool.
So yeah, you do notice Angus here.
Cool. Just gonna file that away for later.
Yes, perception, correct. That's still enough. Angus didn't make any attempt to hide it. It was an 11 you were trying to beat. Yeah, you notice. But yeah, with that, I think, all of you kind of get the sense of urgency of like it's time to move on.
Heard, Chef.
Yeah, where you go next is up to you. But the idea of like, oh, we shouldn't linger is essentially I'm giving you like a time of like time has passed.
Mhm.
I want to check the door in the upper, or the double door over here.
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
With that investigation, perception.
That would be perception.
Depends on what you're
Okie
doing with the
dokie.
door. Seduction.
So you peer through the keyhole of the door, and there's nothing immediately out there. It's just a hallway that kind of turns into a corner.
Yeah, riz the door open.
Y'all.
Make it your skibbity gronk baby.
You
How
don't
is it?
you don't necessarily hear anything, but from what you read about like the notes of that one guard you guys knocked out, there is a non-zero chance that you are getting like towards like the deeper parts of it, which would imply a couple of things that I'm not going to like necessarily say out loud because I want your characters to come to your own conclusions.
Are we traveling along the critical path? Should we circle back to get more loot?
Should we do some side quests at this point? Hey, let's let's actually leave this place and come back later.
No, because when, like in Skyrim and stuff, when you find the critical path through the dungeon, you circle back. You go through the non-critical paths, get all the goodies.
So we did like not just side quests. So I think Boblin has like a turn. He's like, oh guys, I know the perfect way to get us out of this mess, but we have to go on a side quest to find my long lost twin brother before I can tell you. So I was like,
Yeah.
Before I'm willing to tell you.
Set up a surprise party.
Oh my god. But yeah.
Free run time? Are you saying the door's a mimic?
So about how long have we been
in the dungeon in general?
Yeah.
I would say it's probably been about an hour.
Oh man, I'm surprised there aren't any people out here after our ass. So, and then this other path you mentioned led somewhere. Where was that? The path that
the path was like up at the left. It leads to the marble walkway.
Okay, well that sounds like another funky trap puzzle thing.
I thought I was quite clever with that one.
How many marbles do you have in your pocket?
I don't know, do ball bearings count? They're like metal marbles.
If so, no idea.
Not untrue.
Let's see. Well,
The path of a million needles.
I don't know. Angus is going to attempt to cross the door.
Yeah.
We'll.
Yep. You're good.
I'm gonna go with Angus.
The hallway.
I with the perception check you made, I would have told you there was like you rolled high enough, I would have told you there was something with the door.
It was that was more of a, is anybody going to attempt to stop me because they want to do the marble pathway, or are we just trying to get through this thing?
Gotcha.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know if any of us care about the marble pathway.
If everybody's moving forward, you're all welcome to move to the hallway. I don't have to move you. You can move yourself.
That could be clever.
So, in the hallway, what am I? Is there anything of note?
Nothing of note. It is somewhat of a short hallway.
Oops.
I say short. How long is this? It's a 60-foot hallway. But you can see the end. There's torches at the end. It's like not poorly lit.
Oh, those are columns, not balustrae.
And then you see it. The hallway turns to the left at the corner.
Okay, is that a you don't have to roll perception in this hallway because there's no traps, or is that a you simply don't see anything at first glance?
That is a you do not need to roll perception because I would not
Okay.
do that many puzzles.
All right. One last thing.
Was sadness.
One last thing I do want to roll perception on as I am walking through the hallway is I want to roll perception to listen carefully and see if anything sounds like it is happening up ahead.
Oh, that's awesome! I was actually going to prompt you for that. You hear down the hallway. You hear the sounds of essentially a gruff man who is arguing with someone who has a kind of higher pitched, chipper voice.
Prudence.
I would say you are too far away to hear what they are saying.
What is that? What is a helmet signifier?
Oh, it must be Angus's
my
little
little
tutor
thing. Yeah, we might just temporarily delete that. It'll be in my pocket for now.
Yeah, I'll just move it.
I'm gonna kind of sidle up to the door and listen.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely welcome to.
Naja and Siren having a moment back there.
Where am I? Can I, if I listen at the door, can I make out clearly what they're saying?
100%.
Okay.
Give me just a second, and I will tell you. I have to do a thing.
Can everyone who's like nearby kind of hear the mumbling? Or like the shouting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's not necessarily shouting. It's a discussion that is like at normal volume. It was just when you were down the hallway, it was harder to parse. As you get closer, you can start picking words out. I am just pulling shit up.
Is it anybody Naja recognizes?
Abu, I can ask. I can.
Yeah, Abu, ask questions for Zolrina and nobody else.
But I'm nosy.
I don't care.
And Zolrina doesn't care about anything that's happening in this dungeon.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
What? Why are you all surprised? Zolrina doesn't have any connection to these people or to these things.
It's her job.
Yeah, she's here to do the job.
What you get paid to do.
Yeah, she's here to do that job.
Yeah. You don't think she would be at all concerned with, I don't know, a chipper, high-pitched voice when they're here to rescue, I don't know, a merchant's daughter? That'd be crazy.
Do you think I'm gonna fucking just assume some random person behind a door's gender? Who the fuck do you think I am?
Yeah, whatever you have to say to cope yourself out of this bullshit situation. Be that
I'm gonna roll perception to see. I would roll perception to see if like I can make out like whose voice it is. I'm not like.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Just go ahead and roll perception to see who can hear. I would say Angus's roll. It probably just carries. You don't have to roll again. But whoever's at the door. Yeah.
Someone at the door.
Yeah. You all listen in, and you hear the following conversation. Look, for the last time, I'm not bringing you a charcuterie report. You do not need one. You are a prisoner. Well, I don't see why that has anything to do with it. I believe I am entitled to my rights as a prisoner of war. What? This isn't war. We're a fucking gang. You think, what, are we at war with the concept of society? Are we against, are we really gonna get into that now? It's only the first mission of the campaign.
Oh my god.
And then you hear her kind of let out a huff. Yeah.
Charcuterie does sound lovely.
I think we
right
should
now,
open the
though.
door. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will. We should double door open. Me and you, Zilrina. Like,
That's
I
not
open with one hand, you open with the other. Or sorry, Naja. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah. Doors unlocked. You open both of them, and you see kind of two kind of guards turn around and look at you, and they're like, "What the fuck? We didn't call for reinforcements. My shift doesn't change for another 30 minutes." Not that I'm complaining.
Not that I'm complaining.
And you see, on the other side of the room, a woman with like long blonde hair. She is a young human with kind of blue eyes, kind of like a slight doughy face, and kind of a fair frame. And she very much matches the description of the woman you're looking for. Why is Zilrina in the room?
So that my viewers can see what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I might just
Zilrina
get you a
is
camera. I might just get you a camera token and then have it separate from Zilrina.
That would be awesome, actually.
Hang on, I think I can actually do that.
Darren is screaming, "This is not the girl."
Wait, what?
What?
in the chat.
Siren is screaming that this isn't the girl.
I mean, probably not in character, but
Yeah, it's not in character. Trying to see if I have anything that can like look like a camera.
Oh.
Here you go, Abu.
we're a bunch of
Siren
frogs.
is the designated note taker. Thank
Camera
you, by the
doesn't
way.
work, Lulu.
It's a bit
Oh
sus.
shit! Why are my notes wrong? Oh, out of character. My notes are wrong. I'm not even gonna argue. You're super right. You do deserve a good job. Take inspiration for that. My B. Thank you for calling me on that.
Woo!
Actually, I think it's B's B, but you know that's just me.
This token doesn't work, by the way, Lulu.
Hang on. I'm giving it control. I'm working on it. Give me a second, you slut.
Kind of
Damn.
cringe. Kind of cringe.
Whoa, cringe.
What's she wearing? You can't just ask that, Siren. God damn.
She's wearing kind of a standard garb of what you would expect of a merchant. But there is a like blacksmith's apron over the top that is like covered in like oil marks and stuff that are like shown from her work.
Hold on.
Siren's
I know you're
screaming.
screaming, Siren, but like it's not fair to assume or assume that like they'd be wearing the same clothes. Maybe she was like, "I need a blacksmith's apron, or I'm gonna get dirty," and
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
been
want
like
that.
what, 2
Yeah,
weeks?
I will clarify that. Yeah, that that it has been a few days since she has gone missing. But it is a fair point to be.
Her hair just grows super fast. Okay.
I'm sorry, Lulu, that's kind of funny.
You being red to
It is
filth,
funny.
Lulu.
I am being read to filth right now. But who am I reading my notes on? Am I reading something different? No, seriously, do I have the wrong person? Am I describing someone else right now?
Was there more you wanted to say about the room, or is it?
Oh yeah, there was plenty.
Okay.
Continuity errors aside, because that was the first session I gave you the information. It is now session 9, and like half a year later, and you guys are just now getting to this, which is basically the halfway point of this mission, I might add. Yeah. Yeah, so she's wearing kind of like the garb, as I said before, and additionally, the room she's in is not like a jail cell or something like that. It's like a nice, ornate room. Like this is some kind of guest room almost that she is in. She has 2 guards, but she is unharmed. She is not like shackled. She is not. She's literally just standing in the room.
That's a huge bed. That bed is fucking massive, actually.
It's only 10 feet.
It's a 10-foot long bed.
This is just a standard king bed. Also, would Zilrina think that? Yeah, that's actually a fair point. Your bed is bigger.
No, this is Abby saying that.
Yeah.
That bed is huge. Zilrina thinks this bed is small.
Abby, who has only ever slept on a 3-foot by 4-foot mat on the floor.
I sleep in a twin bed.
Ooh.
Hey, me too. High five.
Woo!
Actually, I technically sleep on a couch recently, but that's a different story.
That's the same as a twin bed.
Anyways, yeah. I'm telling you right now, I'm not having you roll initiative. The guards have not perceived you as hostile.
Okay.
So your pizza
They're
party
about to.
bit could
This is not
actually
a-
work.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of. I want this to be kind of funny, so I'm trying to think of a funny way to go about this.
Pizza delivery.
Pizza time.
Does pizza exist in this
Do
city?
you want it to exist?
I don't know.
Yes. Why wouldn't it exist?
You are not allowed to contribute to these discussions for the next 20 minutes.
Damn it.
Naja is canonically Italian. Italians don't exist, but Naja is Italian. It's crazy.
That's so Italian American of her. Anyways, do I recognize these guards? Would they? Are these like new people? I don't. Okay.
These are new people, and they are looking at you.
Is Gavin still with us?
So that is I'm glad you asked. Gavin has not been with you for the past 20 minutes.
Where? What? When?
Probably since combat started.
No, since before that. He, the last you saw him was back in the supply closet with the unconscious guard.
What is he doing with that unconscious guard?
Getting what's owed by him.
He's using him as like a dance partner, and he's like like leading him along.
Okay, I was scared of what you could possibly say after he's using him as a.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'm not that.
Oh.
I'm not you. Anyways,
Hey, fuck you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Gavin's not
with you.
here. Initial plan is fucked. That's fine.
I will say right now that one of the reasons they are not attacking is because the two people who are front facing right now are Naja and Angus specifically.
Okay.
Who I'm
They
saying
out of the whole party, they probably look like the most likely to also be members of this gang.
Yeah, I was trying not to say that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the more well-to-do members of your party are currently out of sight.
Okay, good.
Like the goblin?
No,
I don't think
you're fine.
Honestly, I don't think you would pose that much of a problem. They'd probably just think it's really weird that you're there. They probably
just think you're some kind of weird pet.
Oh my goodness.
Look, I want to be very clear, Taika. I gave you the option of either goblins are an acknowledged like species in this setting, and like you would be treated as like a normal person, or goblins are fucking freaks and they're like monsters, and it's weird that you're a conscious thinking goblin. You chose the latter. So the fact that you are now complaining and getting spluttery about the fact that I am treating you like what you asked me to treat you as is frankly offensive.
I want it to be known. I am joking. I definitely did chose the goblin life.
Okay.
Degradation D&D. Very nice.
What's our safe word?
I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the guards immediately.
Yeah, I assume this was all like out of character discussion.
Yes.
Thank you for the hydrate and stretch, Dragons of the Stars. Lulu, you cash in that stretch.
I am going to look at them and say, yes, it is time for the shift change. We got orders to head over early because apparently there's an announcement that's going to be made very soon. So you're relieved for now.
Oh shit, is it Pizza Friday?
I'm not entirely sure. I do think there is going to be food at the meeting though. So
oh my, okay, go ahead and roll the persuasion.
Not deception.
Oh yeah, this would be deception. What the fuck are we talking?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Let
the
me
deception.
see. Okay.
Lulu, cash in that stretch.
Oh my god.
Angus, do you want to give the help action?
So I will say
I don't know about retroactively.
Yeah,
like,
retroactively
being
is not okay.
Yeah.
Also, Angus canonically would not do that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He would just stay
Angus is
quiet
probably-
while somebody was lying, but he does not make attempts to be deceitful.
I will, however, explain that perception and social encounters are actually much more intricate than how they are often treated at general tables, because there's actually a part of the PHP that goes over exactly this, which is essentially what you say in roleplay helps move an NPC from either indifferent, hostile, or friendly. What they start as, they can only move in one direction, like they can't go from like friendly to hostile and vice versa in one encounter. I would say in this encounter they are indifferent, and then you definitely like swayed them pretty easily. So they would go to friendly. However, because you got it at one, they are going to go on the very bottom of the friendly table, which will be this result. He kind of scratches his chin and he's like, "I don't know. You don't really look like anybody who I've been told I'm supposed to listen to. So I think I'm supposed to get an order to leave. We have a very important prisoner here. We can't just walk away."
I have to think.
Angus is going to toe the line between deceit and honesty by giving a very honest roll of his eyes.
Interesting.
A very
Okay.
deceitful, dirty, scummy roll of his eyes.
What are you hoping to get from this? I'm curious because I have an idea, but I want to make sure I'm not like misinterpreting your action.
It's almost not that I'm that I have
It's more
like
of
an
you think this is what
intention.
Angus would do.
This is absolutely what Angus would do. He is like almost kind of having fun. Like Angus is not a deceitful person, but the whole thing is kind of funny to him. But also, Angus is a little bit impatient. And he thinks that this is like taking a moment.
Yeah.
Can I assist in a way of also telling a lie and just trying to deceive them?
So here's. So I will say it's not an assist. This is you now attempting to make a roll.
Okay.
Because with Naja, it already had like the consequence of it, and so now this is like it is opened up to another round of conversation, but you are not helping. You are essentially doing your own thing. So
yeah, the roll was already made in Baldur's Gate. Do you have
So
the
what I'm
result
gonna
now?
do? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tug on Naja's like sleeve,
On Naja's
and I'm gonna be
ass.
like, "What? No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna tug on her
I already
sleeve.
told you can't contribute like this anymore for the next 20 minutes.
I'm gonna tug on the sleeve. I'm gonna be like, it's just if they don't leave, is the same thing gonna happen to them like to the other people that didn't make it on time?
Oh, I like this. This is performance for sure. This is 100% performance. There's nothing other than performance for this exact thing.
Okay.
What?
I would like to add a psionic die to that.
You are welcome to.
There we go. That's a 13.
So, this guy kind of, his eyes widen. He goes, "Oh, that sounds really bad. I'm getting out of here." He's like, "Oh, this meeting, holy shit! It must be about crime law if it's this serious."
Yeah, it is. Exactly. That's what I was trying to inform you about. I got direct orders from Elliot himself. Yeah, to come here. I apologize if I didn't make it super clear. He's not just like sweating.
Yeah, he's like barely listening at this point as he like turns and like walks out the door.
Well, this other guy
into the bedroom.
And you hear it click as he locks it behind him.
What about
The
this
other guy,
other guy?
however, kind of takes a step forward and he kind of turns towards you guys and he kind of gives you kind of a scrutinizing look. And he says, "Oh, I'm not really buying this. You guys don't look familiar to me." As he is talking to you, you see Juliana kind of creeping up on him. What do you do?
If I were to like make a stab at this guy, would initiative start? I assume yeah, but is it going to be like the same initiative as before? Like, do we have those numbers, or would be rolling again?
Yes, you would be rolling new initiative.
Okay.
If you like stabbed this guy, you would be. He has not noticed her approaching. He is currently talking to you. He has not even taken an aggressive action against you. He's just suspicious.
Okay. Well, I'm going to step forward. I'm not gonna make my like. Would I have to like roll to like make sure it doesn't look like I'm going to hit him? Or would it? Or can I just say that I don't pose an immediate threat until I'm like up close to him?
If you're trying to like approach him without looking threatening, I would say, can you even do that? If you like express suspicion against somebody and then they start walking towards you, what is your first reaction? Like this is a general question for the table. How would you react if you were suspicious of someone and they start walking towards you without saying
I'd probably jump back a little bit, or like step back at least.
I'd say
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
start
fair.
getting more suspicious. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Stay back.
You are welcome to do this. I'm just saying. I think general consensus would be, yeah, he would be more suspicious of you doing this. I don't think there's any way you could walk towards this guy unless you said something.
I went to cop school for like a week, so my first reaction is to start blasting.
Let's see. So he just said he's suspicious, like he doesn't believe us, right?
No, that's just
Yeah.
regular law.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just expressing suspicion. He doesn't buy this. He thinks this is weird.
No, I'm just gonna go up and try to stab him.
Okay.
So...
I think as you approach, he takes a step back, and Juliana reaches behind her back, pulls out like a hammer, like a very large one, and just fucking smacks this dude in the side of the head with a hammer. As you are approaching.
Is it gross?
What do you mean, is it gross? What does that mean?
It makes a very unpleasant sound as this dude kind of collides with the wall to the side and kind of slumps over.
She fucking one-tapped him?
He is not dead, he is unconscious. But he is bleeding heavily from his head.
Oh my god, she one-tapped him though.
Yeah, pretty much. I did.
We
have
should
roll for
hire
that,
her.
by the way, to see what the result of that would be. She kind of looks on. He's aside. He's like, oh, well, I'm glad that's over. And she looks at all of you with a little bit of like a disdain of like, what took you so long?
There's a
We're
thing with this
here
town.
now.
I apologize. There were a few errands we had to take care of first before we were given permission to come look for you.
Her eyes kind of light up when she sees you, Zorina. And she passes and she says, oh, Lady Zorina, what are you doing here? I assume my father would be sending some whatever ruffians or mongrels he would pay bottom coin for to get me. I didn't expect he would go as high as someone of your magnificence.
Yes, well, sometimes you get a bargain.
She thinks that's very generous of you. I'm sure my father didn't pay you nearly enough.
He has not paid us at all, actually, yet, but...
He did give a front payment to the guild, to be clear. The guild has not given it to you at the completion of the job. Zorina would know this.
He hasn't paid us at all yet, actually.
Okay, if you want to bullshit her, totally fair. I'm just saying.
Well, we haven't seen the money yet, but what can you do? Politics and business and whatnot.
He was aside. She's like, oh, the nerve of that man. She kind of holsters the hammer in kind of this tool belt on the side on her hip. And he's aside. She's like, well, we should probably get going, and then we can promptly alert the authorities so they come and kill everyone here.
Works for me. Is there anything we should grab on our way out, however?
She presses her lips and she's like, well, I mean, honestly, she frowns and she says, I don't know if you took a tour of their lovely facilities while you were here. Where the fuck are they getting all this money from? I didn't even see this much money come through my father's office during his prime.
So I almost interrupt the end of her sentence with just the word nobles.
She sighs and she says, I suspected as much. This can't just be the work of some ruffian gang that doesn't know what they're doing. Honestly, this is one of the lower end of gangs in the area, if you ask me. There are some that at least have courtesy. She
As
purses
Juliana's
her
like going on and like continuously talking, not just getting visibly fucking angry. Like she like almost like she starts shaking with anger.
Okay. Is she making any attempt to hide this, or is this just open?
Actually, she's not just gonna do something a little interesting here. And she's going to scowl at Zolrina almost as like a warning.
Interesting.
Almost as if like trying to non-verbally communicate to Zolrina to like get Juliana to stop. Or else.
Oh. How does Lorena react? That's a 2.
Oh my god.
Oh god, that's a 2.
Don't mind her. She's been like this all day.
Who are you saying? Wait, who are you saying that to? I don't understand.
She's saying it to Juliana, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Juliana blinks and she says, well, Lady Zorina, I can hardly judge who you keep company with, but surely you can do better.
I'm going to just, like, loudly say, all right, shut up. Let's go.
She looks startled and she's like, well, I'd never.
Well,
Fair
you
enough.
never.
I'd
Let's
rather
get
not.
going then,
I'd
shall
rather
we?
not spend any extra time here than we need to. Who knows what damage is being done to my clothing as we speak.
So, I've mentioned before that Angus has kind of an unnerving stare. Like, almost a magically unnerving stare.
Yes, you did mention this.
He's looking directly in her eyes, and he's just not breaking eye contact.
I do not know what's gotten to my companions, but here. Shall we be off? She, like, walks over and, like, puts her hand on Juliana's forearm.
So she purses her lips and she says, very well. However, I must ask an important question. That loud noise earlier, was that you all?
Yeah. Yes.
She frowns and she says, I doubt we can go the way you came, unless you would like to fight through the entire guild to get out.
Do you know of any back ways out? I suppose you've been kept a prisoner, so probably not, but never hurts to ask, right?
She smiles. She says, yes, actually. It was the way I was brought in.
Fabulous. Well, shall we?
She points at the door, the door that was locked behind her.
This one?
Through that door? No, that door is open. She points at this door, and she says, the double doors, and she says, that leads to the barracks, and through the barracks, there is a snaking hallway that leads to the guildmaster's office. There's a way out through there.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
No.
Because Lorina's
Say
starting to get a
less.
fucking vibe.
What's the vibe you're getting? None of you have rolled insight on her yet, which I find very curious.
I can
guess-
roll insight on her.
Since I was staring at her, can I insight at her?
You 100% can.
Okay.
I got a
Oh my
6.
God, the
That's the
fucking
highest
6.
I've ever gotten.
Oh my god, the rolls!
Boblin is the only one. Oh, and Siren, thank you. Oh my god.
Not just too mad. She doesn't care.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
She's too angry.
Siren and Boblin. I think so. This is the woman you're looking for. It's not. Apologies for fucking my notes. This is the woman you're looking for. However, what is more, I think, curious is her almost like it feels like she has on the one hand it makes sense that she doesn't like these people because they fucking kidnapped her and killed her friend, but on the other she doesn't seem like, oh, I'm doing this for revenge. This feels like there's motive. That's it. You thought Siren and Boblin clocked that, and only Siren and Boblin clocked that Juliana is not acting as like a victim would, but as an instigator would.
For Zolrina, it's just like, yeah, of course she wants to clear up this trash. Like, duh.
Yeah. I think even if Zolrina got a high roll, she wouldn't really appreciate the difference.
Yeah. She recognized me on sight, but like in a good way. She's obviously a person of worth.
So I see Angus and Boblin at the door. Are you guys trying to unlock the door?
Yeah, I didn't want to, like, jump in too fast, but as soon as Angus failed that check, he just, like... He's like, alright, let's get to work.
Yeah, okay. You're both welcome to pick the lock individually or give each other the help action, whichever you want to do.
Do you need to grab your things before we go?
I have thieves' tools. Do you have proficiency thieves' tools?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
Boblin. Yeah, you can both just give the roll.
I'm just gonna give Boblin assistance.
Yep, go ahead, Boblin. With advantage. Thieves' tools with the dex.
Nice.
Yep. Easy peasy. You pick that lock. It takes like 10 seconds. And you hear a click. These doors, the way the keys work, or the keys holes work, is unlike the other doors, where it was like almost like you would put a literal key into it and twist and turn it, so you could see through it. This is a more intricate mechanism that was clearly designed with the idea of not wanting to be picked, but Boblin's real good at his job, so Boblin picks through with ease, but you cannot see through it. You're welcome to listen on the door to see if you can hear anybody on the other side, but otherwise...
I'm gonna percepticate it.
Angus, you don't hear much.
Finally, an average roll.
Boblin,
I also
you
don't hear
don't
much.
Yeah, I'm saying only Angus and Boblin get to roll because they're the ones who picked the door. Yeah,
Zolrina's
you're welcome to do this as you want.
talking to
I'm not
Juliana
gonna
real
give
fast,
this-
like... Oh, go ahead.
I'm not gonna give her time to get her stuff.
Do you want to
I'm
grab...
just gonna open the door.
Would you like to grab your things
Okay.
real fast? If you have
So
any.
she mentioned this is a barracks. What is Angus thinking he's about to open the door into?
Bunch of people.
Okay. You open the door, and you see a completely deserted barracks.
I guess the perception, look around, see if there's anything worth seeing.
Perhaps they did have a meeting?
You're welcome to roll again.
Oh, okay, so the perception wasn't for... Okay.
But I guess you could say it probably carries. I was just like saying listening through the door. You couldn't see the room until just now.
Yeah, I'll do a quick reroll.
I am also going to roll perception.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck.
At least I understand what's going on in this room. Damn.
I think looking around the room, it was clear people were just in here. There is a candle that is lit, that's burning. There are cards on the table, along with like a big dice bowl. The chairs have like just been pushed back almost. They are not like neatly put away. There are like blankets that have been tossed on the floor. This room was occupied moments ago.
So he must have called them out to, like, for the meeting that he thought they were gonna have. Angus is gonna start. Actually, no.
He's gonna start blasting.
Angus is going to turn to, what's her name, Juliana? And he's going to do. Is there like a formal bow that you do to say like after you, milady, type of thing?
Yes.
Would
Angus is gonna
know
do.
It?
He does. Because you would have seen it before, and he's going to
there's
do.
Much you don't know about Angus's backstory. Don't tell me what Angus does.
He's going to do a perfect rendition of that bow in the most sarcastic, like, biting way.
I like it. Which I would say this is a performance check, but with advantage, because I think Angus would probably be very good at this.
Advantage. I'm still gonna -1 at it, but we'll see. Okay, 18.
Yeah, you get the point across, and you see Juliana kind of furrow her brow and bite her lip as she strides past you into the room.
Zolrina walks step next to Juliana, like she's personally escorting her.
Trying to she kind of keys aside and then kind of like reshuffles herself, almost like move past that, and she points at the double doors on over here, and she says, "That's the hallway that leads to the headmaster's office. I mean, of the rabble that I've had to deal with here, he's the most tolerable. So you don't have to kill him."
How do you know him?
Did you say, how do you know him?
Mm-hmm.
She furrows her brow and she says, "He was the person who had me kidnapped. He interviewed me after I came here, tried to get information on my father."
I just think it's strange that you would think a man who kidnapped you is tolerable. So it just seems like perhaps there's
she says,
other things.
When you spend time being surrounded by ruffians who only care about something called crime law, you have an appreciation for a learned individual who's willing to give you courtesy and respect, even if he is kidnapping you.
Can I roll insight on her?
You 100% can.
Because I think Nadja would be incredibly, entirely suspicious of her.
You 100% can. But anybody can roll insight except Zolrina. I think Zolrina's fucking bought it.
Yeah, Zolrina's like, yeah, that makes sense. I getcha.
I'm so worried this is gonna be a bad roll, and I'm just getting such bad rolls.
I would say specifically because of the subject, you have advantage.
Thank you for the pity advantage.
I don't even think it's a pity advantage. I think good thing I did. But I genuinely, I think this is about a subject you are intimately familiar with. It would be weird if you didn't have a good idea. So for Angus, Esley, and Nadja, I think you clock that she's actually kind of sincere about what she's saying about the Guildmaster. She actually does think he's tolerable compared to everyone else. I do think she has. You are also detecting she has other motives for you not killing him, but you obviously don't just read her mind and know what they are. But she has other motives for you not killing him. But she does actually think he's tolerable.
Oh yeah, I cast detect thoughts. Nice.
Go ahead.
No, I don't have spells.
I'm right here.
Ha!
That was fucking excellent.
Does he get another advantage for that? I mean, not advantage, inspiration.
No.
Thoughtspiration.
You always have that, don't worry.
I'm gonna perceive the door and see if it is trapped.
It is not. I'm just gonna tell you.
Alright, I'm gonna open the door.
It opens into a kind of strangely like curved, like angled hallway. That has 2 sets of double doors that enter into the same room. These doors are, unlike the other doors, are extremely ornate, gilded gold. They have glass panes, so you can actually see in. These doors are unlocked. Who is volunteering to look through these windows to see what's inside?
Oh, they're. Am I tall enough?
That's a solid point. You might not be.
Am I tall?
Me and Boblin are both like standing up on our toes, like.
I think Naja's up for it. Naja, you approach the door, and I think even from a distance, as you're walking towards it, you know what you're gonna see. But you see through the glass pane someone standing behind a desk. And as you get close enough, you recognize your brother. He is not noticed, or at least it appears not to have noticed you. He's currently leaning his like left hand against it. He's standing up. He's looking through a book with one hand. His left hand like leaning against the desk. I just spent ages, by the way, trying to find a picture that I felt fit what Ben described Naja's brother as, and I'm going to now share it with all of you.
Let's go!
Basically, all of you can see it.
Where are you sharing it?
I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it in our D&D chat, in the voice chat.
Yeah, the swirl is the camera. Should I show everybody the... Oh, he's kind of bad.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's
Guys,
hot.
that's my brother. Guys, that's my brother.
Well...
Guys,
Stop having a hot brother.
The cute little glasses, too.
I spent ages trying to find exactly what I wanted, which is kind of like a mix between like a rogue and an artificer, but like he looks learned, but is clearly like of a roguish art. Like it took ages to find this specific image because holy shit, there's so much AI slop you have to sift through.
Yeah.
Like, no AI images, no diffusals. It's like, oh my god, how long is it gonna take till I finally found this image?
Let's see. Let's check out this watermark so that... Hey, everybody, if you like this person's art, oh, wait.
Yeah,
they're
do.
behind Esley's face. One sec. Let me...
Make sure, if you're in studio mode, by the way, we can't see.
I'm not in studio mode.
Okay, I can't see anything on the stream.
Can't you?
Nope.
I can see it.
Live right now.
Yeah, what can't you see, Lulu?
Am I insane?
You might be like lagged.
Oh,
Or,
I'm lagged behind. Yeah, I just saw you pull up the image.
Yeah.
I'm refreshing.
Oh, thank you, Chocolate. Chocolate has posted the link. Hopefully this person is not a weird sex pervert.
Thank you for linking that. But yeah, this is kind of basically as good as I imagined he would look like. You have not opened the door yet. He is leaning on the desk, kind of leafing through a tome, and you have not noticed him. Nacha, how do you feel seeing your brother after how long?
So Nadia, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this, but I'm saying this because someone is allowed to stop me. Anyone who feels it would be appropriate for the character to stop me can go ahead. But Nadia is almost going to be like not thinking, like her entire body's physically shaking and her eyes are like so focused on her brother that she's like her first instinct is to like try and like get into the room, essentially.
Just
Like
to walk in, yeah.
It's clearly like a big conflict for her, but like it's like you can see her like tensing as she like tries to get closer to the door.
Angus is gonna step forward and kind of like, just like kind of weird to think of where to like touch somebody when you're not as tall as
On the butt.
you just he's just gonna
Generic
like kind
had the right idea. Not generic, fucking
Lunar.
lunar.
he's gonna kind of grab her arm and like not forcibly but like pull her towards him a little bit as if to get her attention.
Using that thought spiration already.
Not just gonna let herself be stopped, but she's very clearly not like everything else. Like she's not 1,000,000% there. Like
Yeah,
she's breathing very like
erratically.
like she's about to have an anxiety attack. Like
Angus, he's gonna see if she is willing to like come down to his level. Like if he pulls, will she resist or will she kind of crouch? He's like gently, maybe a little bit shakily saying her name, just like quietly, but like Nadja, Nadja. But
oh, this is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Go with your gut instinct.
Your mic peaked, and I'm glad it did. Don't contribute.
Not just gonna be resistant to being sort of pulled down. She's not. She's like fully locked in, and it looks like she's still pretty laser focused on her brother.
Angus is. Sorry, go on.
I have an interesting thought.
Okay.
What is Nada's expression right now? I want to know what Angus is seeing. Is Angus seeing like anger? Is he seeing sadness? Is he seeing like need? Is he seeing like desperation? Like what is he seeing on Nada's face?
It is a mix of like despair and grief and fear.
Angus
almost kind of like, I want to say the equivalent, like for the most part, Nadja's not a very anxious person. She doesn't necessarily operate like even when she's like shaken, like she's essentially, she looks almost like a scared like child.
Angus, his voice, you've never heard Angus kind of let down his guard. And please don't draw penises on me while I'm trying to have a serious character moment.
Yeah, Ava, come on.
You haven't seen his guard go down before. Like he's always a little, and his voice is always a little bit, if he's talking, there's like sort of an affront to the way that he talks, and that's not the case right now. So you've never heard him kind of speak quietly in this way, and he says, Nadja, remember what you did for me. Let me do the same thing for you, please.
Nanja's going to like gulp. But it's because like she just can't. She doesn't have any like words or anything. And she's still looking at her brother, but she is like her breathing is becoming like less erratic.
Okay.
Yeah. It still looks like she wants to go in the room though. Like
Angus, kind of continuing this tone, he says, I'm trying to think of how he would how he would say this. In a tone that sounds familiar, like he has seen this before. He says, Nadja, I want you to understand that everything you already know is about to change. But I also want you to know that you're going to make it through this. You can do it. You know everything that you need to do. And we're here to help. And he kind of, like, just for a moment pauses to see if she responds.
her response, I want you to know, at no point has her line of sight ever changed. It's still on her brother, but she's nodding in acknowledgement to what you're saying. And not like a dismissive nod, like one of like really hearing you.
Okay. And you feel his hands shaking. Because he's reliving some things right now. But he says, now I don't want you to do anything rash, Nadja. But you know we're going to have to go through that room. And if I can help you for a moment, I would like to lend a hand. Is that okay?
She nods.
And this is again, like, Angus's like whole him has like changed.
This is an aspect none of you have seen of Angus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Angus says, just for a moment, and then you can open them again. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe deep.
Nadja is going to do exactly that.
Okay. Angus casts heroism.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. That's gonna be the most moving statement in this campaign every time it comes up.
Yeah, because I remember talking to Chocolate when he was designing his character, and he talked about taking heroism as a spell. He talked very much about how it wasn't like this is a really good spell in general. It was like this is a spell that Angus needs and understands the utility of, not just for like, this is a really good spell, but like, this is what Angus needs, like getting through day to day almost at times.
It's his anxiety medication.
He is basically given some of his anxiety medication to Nadja, but in a really moving way. I really quite like.
That's beautiful, dog.
I will say one caveat, and I want to give a little control here. Courage is willing creature. I'm pretty sure. Does not allow Angus to cast a spell on her.
Yes.
Okay. Just what I wanted to give you that opportunity. I did. So yeah. To describe the feeling, you are still you. You are not like suddenly like, I'm gonna run into danger. It is much more of a. You feel the. It's almost like you remember being scared, and you remember being anxious, and you remember feeling terrible, and the sadness and many of the other elements, the grief, all is still there, but the hesitation and the despair and the terror are gone. They're essentially like you knew you were feeling them, but they're not there anymore.
Okay. This is good. I like this. Smile.
I like this. Throws rocks at you.
Perfect. That was really well done.
These two are gonna be the emotional heart of the campaign. God damn.
Yeah, definitely not gonna be Zolrina.
The thing is, I still want Zolrina to have some sort of emotional snake.
She will.
The bitch is so unobservant, though. Fuck.
Siren asking, do we want to ready anything before entering is a fair question for the rest of the group. Goblin, Siren, and Zolrina, and Exley, what are you doing?
Calling to mind all the spells I have prepared and which ones will be the most helpful in this situation.
I'm going to ready steady aim.
Okay. So I want to be clear that when you ready an action, it is like a visible to your party members. So you are knowing who is beyond that door. You are consciously readying an aggressive action in front
Yes.
of that. Is that
100%.
okay?
Because I do not, just in case, I'm not gonna take said action. But
No,
like, this is
I
very much
understand.
like.
I'm not arguing in the bit. I just wanted to be clear on like the severity of it before I'm like, oh, now did you notice this? You're like, oh shit, well I didn't think of that. So, yeah.
Okay.
I am curious. And does anybody else do anything of the ilk?
No, I'm standing around with my arms crossed.
Okay. How about Siren? Who? Elliot? You are 40 feet away from this man. If you took your full movement action in a round of combat, you would then be within 10 feet of him.
Hi, sweet tea pudding. Welcome to the stream. I think we're winning, but it's a very emotionally fraught moment, so it's hard to tell. Welcome, though. I'm excited to have you here.
Is there any winning in the moments like these?
What? The viewers are winning. We're losing.
But yeah, Nadja, what do you do?
So, Nadja's actually gonna see Boblin taking the like
Steady
like
aim.
an aggressive, like, yeah, a steady aim, aggressive stance. And she's gonna, like, walk up to him and kind of, like, she's gonna, I'm trying to think about what exactly she would say here.
Yeah.
Smack him on the back of his big ol' hat.
Nadja is going to tell Boglin don't kill him. And that's all she's gonna say.
I'll nod. I will take all my actions as non-lethal.
One of them.
Well,
Okay. I actually don't know if you can do range attacks as non-lethal.
I think you can.
He
Just like
just
throwing a rock
attaches
at
a
someone's head.
little. He just attaches a
Oh.
little punching
Yeah.
glove to the end of his.
So it actually is. You would just remove the arrowhead from the arrow.
On the other hand, it's a psi knife that he's using and not an arrow, right?
Huh.
You could make it blunt.
I don't think so, because it's psychic damage straight to the dome.
That is actually super fair. It basically counts as a spell.
It's magic, yeah.
I don't know if you can do non-lethal damage with that.
I have daggers. I'll just throw daggers.
Super good at non-lethal.
I'll just throw the sharp things. Yeah.
If it goes into his leg, it's not lethal.
There are arteries that if you cut in the leg, they die in like seconds.
All right, fine. I'll throw him into his arm. There's no arteries.
There's arteries in the arm that if you cut, they die.
In the forearm? Where's the artery in the forearm?
What do you mean?
You just said the arms, bro. You didn't say the forearms.
Okay, that's what I meant. I meant the forearm.
Yeah, you gotta roll a nat 20 to land a shot like that, but be that as it may.
Or a nat 1.
Okay. Proceed as you wish. If you want to be aggressive, let me know, and I can like do initiative, or if you would like to. Otherwise, I'm just gonna assume this will be a conversation.
I cast Fireball.
This is a conversation.
It's a conversation, yeah.
Yeah. I'm only taking an aggressive stance as a just in case, but I'll let them talk.
Siren blowing some fat cotton. Them chunky clouds.
Abba, Zoriana, you will get your jokes after this scene. I swear to God, I must ask for a little focus, and then you can make. I will let you make double the joke I normally let you make.
Okay, I will mute myself for this moment. Because I will not be able to. Well, I can contain myself. I'm a big girl.
You're an adult.
I believe in you.
Go ahead. You gotta make you either Nod or Angus. I think is the person who makes this first move. I'm waiting to see what happens.
Oh, the door's here.
The doors are all along this thing. There's 4 of them.
I'm just gonna go in. Plop.
Angus is gonna follow.
Does anybody else
me too.
Nadja's actually gonna like put her arm out, almost like telling everyone to pause before entering. Is Elliot aware that she's there yet, or is he still like engrossed in whatever he was doing?
Are you trying to be quiet?
No.
Okay. Then, he looks up and sees you, Nadja, and I'm trying to decide if you even need to roll insight because of how well you know him. Well, I mean, Nadja's been struggling with how well she actually knows her brother, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Do you think Nadja needs to roll insight here?
I think yes, but I would like to argue and pitch, and you are free to say, no, Bim, that's dumb and stupid. I think I would roll insight with advantage.
I was going to say yes to that, but I would like to hear your case why.
Because even if there are certain things I clearly don't fucking know about my brother, I still grew up with him, but there is also a chance that, like, the perception I have of him isn't necessarily the reality, which is why I would argue, like, with advantage, still possible to fail.
Completely fair. Go ahead and roll.
Wow, that's a very polarizing.
Yeah.
Net 20 though.
That is a nat 20.
Naja with the nat 20s when it counts.
Yes, agreed. Naja, you approach your brother and you see him look up at you, and it's like you never left in that you see his every emotion. Your brother was always somewhat guarded, I feel. Less so around you, but still very guarded, kept his feelings, kept his thoughts, kept his plans close to his chest. It's like that's just not there for you right now. For whatever reason, just looking at your brother, you see every emotion that goes across his face in order. You could write a book on it. The first emotion is confusion, followed quickly by probably first would be surprise, followed very quickly by confusion, followed by a sadness that you don't quite understand, followed by like embracing himself, and then a look of kind of like determination washes over his face. As he looks at you, he says, it kind of clears his throat, and he says, Zero.
So you took the old man's job, I assume?
He nods, and he says, well, someone had to.
Why did you clean my room? I saw it.
He blinks. He says, well, that's certainly not the question I expected after all these years, but I suppose it's a fair one. After I became the guild leader, I was going to, initially, I went into the room to clean it up, remove your things, and turn it into a room for my, right hand or something of that nature. He kind of brings a hand to his chin and he kind of almost plays with his stubble a bit, and he says, but I couldn't bring myself to do it, I guess.
Elliot, what is it that you're doing with all of this? There are these things. I've been down here. There are all these contraptions. I mean, I always knew you were bright, and but this is insane. What is all of this? You're my brother, and I don't even. It feels like you're a stranger now, and that's probably ironic coming from me of all people.
He takes a step forward and kind of he set the book down on the table. He is taking a step forward. He's kind of holding his hands up in almost a placating gesture. He's not like striding towards you. He is just taken a step. So he's right here. He's holding his hands up, and he's like, Azira, I need you to take a deep breath.
How can I? The guild hall, there's all these. Where did you even get the money for all of this? What is?
So he sighs. He has this look of kind of consideration of he's clearly trying to decide how much he should say. And he says, after you left, do you know what happened? Anything at all? And I want to take this moment for you to describe in whatever detail you're willing to share with the group. You don't have to share everything. You should share whatever you're willing to share. What was it like when Naja left? What happened?
When
You
Naja?
You don't even have to get the why or anything. You can just say whatever.
When you ask what was it like when Naja left, do you mean specifically like in the environment, like within the context of like only the guild, or within the context of like her and her brother?
What was her departure like?
Her departure? It was very like.
Was it in the cover of night? Was it being chased out? Was it, like how did it happen? Because I'm trying not to like say the details verbatim, but I feel like that was never.
It was.
Yeah.
It was in the cover of night because she knew the next day she wouldn't be. There was a high likelihood she wouldn't be alive the next day if she didn't leave. Not from direct, like, not from her brother, obviously, but from like other things going on.
Okay. Who is she the most scared of, if not her brother?
Their father.
So, did you tell your father what happened? Did you end up actually telling him?
Yes.
I'm leading this to you. How did he, at least at surface level, react to you? What did he do once he heard this?
It was like skepticism and also like a very like quiet anger from their father.
Did he say anything in particular to you? Anything that stood out in that conversation?
Nothing that was like.
Nothing overt?
Nothing necessarily overt, but it was like. It was almost as if he accused like Naja of coming up with the plan, which is why Naja like freaked out. And then also like she heard a rumor about her brother sort of maybe peddling the same thing. But of course that was just a rumor. And she was scared. So
I think based on that description, I think how that night went in more specifics is you out of frustration and I think almost fear went to your father, who was the only person I think in the guild you respected and care about, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think Naja went to the former guildmaster hoping he would just solve this. Like he would talk things out with your brother and things would go back to normal. I think that was not just.
That was the intention, yeah.
And I think when he didn't react the way you were hoping, you got scared, very scared. And I think you felt like, oh, I can't go to my brother anymore because I would have to say, oh, I just snitched on you, and you can't go to the guildmaster because he's the person you're scared of. So I think you just ran. So yeah, I would say that is the extent of what Naja knows. After that, a bounty was posted for Elzira. And how much does Naja know about how organized crime works?
She only really knows about like she knows nothing of like for lack of better phrasing, like middle to upper management for organized crime. She knows like almost nothing about that.
So what are her thoughts when the bounty went out? She was like, oh, the former guildmaster put this bounty on me. But knowing that the former guildmaster has probably been dead for some time, what does Naja think right now about the bounty?
That her brother put it up.
Okay. So yeah, he asks you the question, what do you think happened that night? So I think Naja would have things to say now. I'm just glad I wanted to hash that out beforehand. Go ahead.
I mean, there's only so much I can assume happened. I thought you were going to tell Father it was my idea.
He blinks and then sighs and he says, well, I can't exactly blame you for thinking that, I suppose. He looks sad. He looks genuinely very sad at what you said. And he says, and I'm letting your insight roll carry here, by the way.
Okay.
I will clarify when, like, he's lying, essentially. So assume it's the truth unless I tell you otherwise, because you rolled a very good insight check. He says, that night, when you disappeared, I went looking for you. I couldn't find you. You were always pretty good at hiding, I guess. He scratches his head and says, I went back to the guild hall to a knife at my throat, both metaphorically and literally. He said, I didn't escape unscathed. He is wearing a kind of like long trench coat and gloves. But he's mostly been moving his right hand. He's moved his left arm a little bit. He pulls up the sleeve on his left arm. And it is not his arm. It is a mechanical device designed clearly by him to essentially function as an arm. He kind of like instead of like pulling up the sleeve, he almost like drops the jacket, and you could see like terrible like scars like at his shoulder where his arm is no longer there. And he chuckles like almost like a dark chuckle, and kind of puts the coat back on. And he says, I ran too. My plan didn't work. I was being chased down just like you, and I through whether you would call it luck or misfortune is, I think, up to the eyes of the beholder, but I found someone who is willing to. He's like searching for the words. He says, champion my ideals, I guess. That sounds very noblemanly of me, but that's not the intention. I found someone to support me, and came back to the guild hall, and he doesn't seem comfortable saying what happens next, but I think it's like kind of written in the room.
Yeah.
I would Naja like want to respond here, or would Naja just wait for him to keep talking?
Naja would wait for him to keep talking.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear. It's hard to tell when you.
No, yeah.
He clears his throat. He said, after that night, I took over for the guild. I had surprisingly unanimous support. I think our dear old father was maybe a little too tight with the coffers. I took my new sponsorship and worked to better the guild for the most part, as you've probably seen. And I've been pretty busy stuck in my office ever since. I tried looking for you a few times, but could never find you. I even kept around that asshat Pendalore in the hopes that he'd stumble upon you and you'd reveal yourself to us almost indirectly. But, I mean, he died in fire somehow, so don't know what happened there. And then he just kind of strolled into my office, I guess.
Why did you put a bounty on me?
He blinks, and he furrows his brow, and he says, was I really that bad of a teacher? And he pinches the bridge of his nose, and he says, Naja, our father put that bounty on you, not me.
Well, it doesn't say on posters who puts it up, and it's been up for years. What? I come here and our father's dead, and you're leading the guild. What else am I supposed to think?
He sighs, and he says, Elzira, to be clear, I can't do anything about it. Unfortunately, bounties are not something so easily placed or taken away. He grimaces and he says, I've tried. Believe me, I attempted every avenue I could find. But barring doing something I am not comfortable doing, bounties are filed at a unfortunately legal level, and without quite a bit of above board interaction. There's not much I can do to get rid of it because the original poster of the bounty is, well, dead. I'd hoped to intervene before something like that happened, but he seems guilty to you. You get the impression that he feels like he failed you in a way that he's not disclosing.
Okay. Now I'm just gonna kind of let out almost like a frustrated sigh. And she's gonna like... She's being very casual, but she's going to sort of straighten her back a little bit. And she's going to look at her brother. And she's going to ask, and what of the merchant's daughter?
He blinks and says, "Oh, that's actually a much more enjoyable topic to have. So, crazy thing about her. So, we kind of just kidnapped her because her dad was providing weapons and munitions for the guild, and he was supposed to keep doing this at like a marketed rate that we've agreed upon. And we essentially were like, oh, if you don't, keep maintaining this agreement, we'll tell everyone that you're working with criminals. You know the whole deal. We obviously use those weapons, armor, and supplies to protect our area of our part of the city. So we kidnapped his daughter because he broke his deal. He hasn't been giving us anything. I think he got too high up in his britches or something like that. I don't particularly care. So we kidnapped his daughter. For some strange reason, when we went to kidnap his daughter, there was just a dead person there. Not super clear why on that one, but I don't know.
The body in the river wasn't from anyone from the guild? Like, it wasn't... Nobody...
Nope. I think it was like her friend or something. She didn't seem all like upset. I'm not really sure why she was just standing next to a dead body when we kidnapped her. I'm gonna be real. That wasn't us.
I'm gonna look at Juliana. Is she still here?
I don't think Juliana is in earshot of this. I think Zolrina or somebody would have been smart enough to keep Juliana out of earshot of this. I think this is like a very personal moment for Naja. I think y'all wouldn't have just been like hovering at the door with a stranger. So I don't... You're welcome to like go back and start.
Zolrina's with her.
Do that later.
Yeah, I'm just making sure she didn't make a break for it or something.
Siri is welcome to roll insight. Siri, you're welcome to roll insight if you desire. We'll say you will need to get high.
You have to get
confidence that.
Yeah, that's why I stopped talking.
You have no idea. Naja, however, you do know that he's telling the truth. He actually seems like almost relieved to talk about crime,
like something other than like our like very tumultuous, complicated.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this bitch I kidnapped, whatever, who cares? This, he has never been more straightforward and honest.
Yeah, I was about to say, does he know about crime law?
Does he? I don't know.
I think he does.
He probably does. I'm just not saying if he does or not. It's up to you guys to figure out. But yeah, everything. Nachi, you're pretty confident everything he said is like casual, and he would tell you if he had murdered that person. He just wouldn't care.
Okay.
He seems a little bemused by all of this.
Okay, so it was only for the only reason you've kidnapped her is because her father didn't uphold the deal. Not to minimize, this, obviously
I feel like
prudent of him.
That's pretty standard practice.
No. I understand that. It's just that, like, I was. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I think it's
fine. I have 3 names to balance, not 2.
It's fine. So do not worry, Lulu. Yeah.
If he says Naja, it's wrong. Just blanket statement. Anyways, continue.
No, that makes sense. Like this that makes sense to me. It's just that so I was I'm just gonna kind of like look around like, oh, this is a little awkward. I was kind of like hired by her father. So I did like a little bit of investigating. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on with that girl, so I am just surprised that it is a rather straightforward answer as to why you've kidnapped her.
He frowns and he says, well, I'm very happy that you found a career that is better than what you were given.
It's not. Oh my god. Okay, listen, we can unpack all of this later, Elliot, please. I'm just a little stressed because
can I be a little proud? Is that allowed?
You are entitled to that. You are entitled to that.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad we agree. Anyways, yeah.
I am just freaking out because this is clearly a lot. Just you and me, but also she's like, there's like weird stuff going on with her.
She's kind of nuts. I'm in agreement. Like, she's kind of nuts. She kind of talks to herself, and she keeps talking to God.
We found letters that are like addressed to her that say they're from Gond. I don't know what's happening, Elliot. I feel like I'm in over my head in this. I'm gonna be a little honest.
He massages his chin, and he says, "Can I see those letters?"
Think Angus has them?
Angus does.
Can I?
Angus is astonished that the like spotlight is on him. Angus has been crying.
Oh,
my boy, my sweet Angus boy.
Poor Ango.
He attempts to sputter something, but just kind of like half panicked reaches in his bag and like holds them out.
Elliot looks past you, Naja, and sees Angus in the doorway holding out. He's like, "Is that guy crying?"
Yes, it's I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna cry too earlier. I'm okay now, kind of, sort of. There's a lot. I'll go grab those papers.
He chuckles as I guess you just walk over and hand him over.
Mhm.
He probably like meets you in the middle.
Roll initiative.
You roll initiative. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
He's happy. Yeah, you hand the papers over to him, and he says, "Well, it's clearly encrypted. Has anybody made any progress on this cipher?"
Oh man.
I feel like all eyes are turning to Angus right now.
Angus is a little emotional. He breathes hard and like cracks his neck and like kind of robotically walks in. And he kind of, again, unnerving stare. He kind of just walks up to him without saying anything and like stares at him.
Elliot kind of leans into you, Nacho, and he's like, "This guy's intense."
A little. Oh. I know that he was working on deciphering these. Elliot, do you have like water? Maybe I think we need water.
He says, "Yeah, absolutely." Gestures to one of the shelves on the wall that is kind of like stocked with like various supplies and stuff. You could tell that he doesn't really leave this room very often. There's like a cot in the corner. He has been working his absolute ass off, very visibly. So there are like papers on the floor. There's books everywhere. My man been researching.
Okay, I'm going to get a cup of water for Angus.
That's the cutest thing I've ever seen all night. A cup of wawa for my angry
Cup
boy.
of water.
A bowl
Cup of water for my very sad friend.
Yeah, Angus drinks the water. He can, let's see. What's his name again? Sorry, my memory for Elliot. Can Elliot roll an insight?
Can Elliot roll insight on Angus? Yes, he can. I actually have a character sheet for Elliot. Are you trying to hide it, or is
It's not so much that he's trying to hide it as like Angus is sort of inscrutable.
Elliot's not actually fantastic at insight. I'll be real. He's very good at the other side of that.
but not so good at
lying and stuff. Yeah. Not very good at like clocking people. You can roll insight though. That's a 12.
12.
Does that do it?
Yeah, whatever you want it to be.
So Angus, I guess maybe Nadja would roll too if she wants to. Is that a okay? But
me do. Boop boop.
Okay. There is I guess with these rolls it's like like there's some uncertainty with Angus in that Angus seems uncertain about something.
Okay.
Okay. Angus drinks his water. and he kind of struggles to speak for a second. Like he went a little bit nonverbal. And like he's like searching for something to say, and then he finds it, and the words come out like a spigot. He just starts talking about the cipher, maybe faster than Elliot can understand.
I'm not. So I'm gonna counter that.
Okay.
I think as you start like info dumping, I think has Angus had the experience of someone appreciating his info dump before?
Certainly not.
So as you are info dumping, he is like lightning fast, like pull out like a small like book from his like belt, and he starts scribbling like as you're just dumping information at him. He's writing very fast. And then when you are done, he kind of like glances it over. He says, "Huh," and he holds out. He's like, "Did I miss anything?"
Angus like has to catch his breath, and he's like looking at it. He's like, "No, you got it."
He's like, he nods. He says, "I sorry, I got flashbang in my chat there. I have an idea." He walks over to kind of a dresser and pulls it open, and like stacks of papers just fall out, and he just doesn't even like care as he like reaches up and grabs like this binder with kind of starts leafing through it and pulls out a few sets of files, and he brings it back and he says, these are some letters we intercepted. These are some letters we intercepted from a rival gang called the Ebony Dragon Teeth. And he holds out letters, and he says, "What is your name?" He's talking to you, Angus.
Angus, still anxious. Angus, in a a sort of an unnatural robotic voice.
He nods. He's taking this in stride now. And he nods, and he holds out the letters, and he says, "If you use the cipher here, here, and here on this letter," and he's almost like hashing this out with you, and I think Angus is. You're welcome to give me like. What would role would this be? What was I having you do? Like an intelligence check on the cipher?
Forget if it was I think it would have been investigation. It's the same role either way. I don't have I don't have.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage.
With advantage, okay.
Interesting. He's trying to like kind of walk you through this, and it takes you a bit. You don't immediately clock it, but he has essentially handed you the other part of the cipher.
Okay.
And it takes Angus like a minute to like look through these, longer than I think he would be proud to admit.
I will say also that Angus has like a level of deep emotional exhaustion that's becoming apparent. That's not just like awkward. It's like he looks fucking tired.
Yeah. I'm not going to. You have no idea how bad exhaustion is in this game. Do not even test me. Exhaustion is brutal. First level exhaustion is disadvantage on all skill until you take a long rest. Don't fuck with exhaustion. You will die very fast. Like 5 levels of exhaustion, you literally die.
Yeah, exhaustion.
Anyways, yeah, you were fucking exhausted, but you're going through it, and you essentially have like cracked the cipher because you've been given both parts of it.
Okay.
And you pretty quickly, I think both you and Elliot come to the same conclusion, that these are direct communications between the Ebony Dragon Teeth and Juliet. Or Juliana, not Juliet. Elliot and Juliana. They're discussing, and it's like, it's not to the level of, oh, they're like passing, information or whatever about like shipping lanes and stuff. No, it's like genuinely like flirting between Juliana and there is information passed, but it's very casual and more of like an afterthought to the main part of the letters.
Okay, so she doing some shit with somebody.
Old-timey sexting?
Don't.
Boblin, you were in range when you can hear this. You're in the doorway. Do you have anything that I heard you make a sound when Elliot mentioned the Ebony Dragon Teeth? Did you have any thoughts?
No, that was conveniently tied with my cat stepping on my groin.
Never mind. Fair enough. I thought you'd like clued in on something. I was like, does Bobbin have something? Nope, it's just cack ball torture.
Yeah, it's yeah.
A little bit of levity in this emotionally fraught scene.
He frowns as he kind of goes over this discovery with Angus, and he says, "Well, I guess the talk of gone makes a little bit more sense." I don't know. He kind of blows air, like blasts air out of his nostrils. Looks perplexed. He's like, "This is obnoxious."
I assume. Okay, so Naja has like no idea what the fuck they're like talking about. Just because I assume, I don't know if either Elliot or Angus has vocalized their findings.
They've been kind of muttering to each other.
Angus looks like it's like he's following, but like he's not at the level where he can derive any important, like, this is what we should do type of decisions from this. And he kind of looks beseechingly at Nadja. He's like, I'm too tired.
Elliot blinks, and he says, right. Sorry, I kind of got into the mindset of not important. So, to get things straight, you were probably hired to rescue the merchant's daughter, am I correct?
Yes.
He nods and he says, so you probably have her, I assume. Hopefully you didn't kill too many of my guys.
I don't.
We killed 4 of them.
Wait, Aubrey, what'd you say?
We killed 4 of them.
Did we kill 4 of them? I thought we only...
In the artificer's room.
Yeah, I think we killed all the ones in the artificer's room, but the other ones.
Can we hire Elliot?
That would be an interesting dynamic.
I mean, were you particularly attached to any of the men on the way here?
He purses his lips. He's like, honestly, most of the cool people are like out and about. There's a few of them upstairs. So, I mean, Gavin's great. Please tell me you didn't kill Gavin.
I didn't. No, Gavin's alive. He's
awesome.
He's somewhere around here.
What does that mean?
Honestly, I don't know. I was in a panic and I was trying to figure out what was happening. So I kind of told him he could like tag along. And then he just kind of left. So I don't know where he is down here.
I hope he didn't go to the fucking marble room. Jesus.
What's the marble room?
Oh, it's a trap room. Basically, it's one of the other ways in here. Like if you know the ways, none of the traps even trigger. But essentially, it's like a room where if you have to go all the way to the end, pull a lever, and then when you do, the doors on the opposite end unlock. But then the room starts filling with tar and lights on fire. It's actually pretty cool.
What part of that is marble?
Because it's a marble floor and with large marble pillars. It's actually a really pretty room.
I kind of realize that this is like we have to like resolve things, and that feels like a lot right now. I don't know about you, Elliot. That feels like a lot right now.
He purses his lips and says, okay. So, I agree with you. There is a problem of I'm almost certain based on the fact that she's been talking to Gon, that she's been communicating with someone. We definitely searched her. She didn't have anything on her. Probably someone just casting a spell on her, which is insane. But I wouldn't put it past the bastards in the Dragon Teeth. But I mean, point being, she's definitely not someone to be trusted. Like we all agree on this, right? Like this is not like.
Yeah, I do think there's probably something else I need to tell you that might be kind of also complicating factor.
Go for it.
So you know who like yeah, there's someone in my party. Her name's Zolrina.
He splutters like and like starts choking, and then you're joking, right? You wouldn't bring Zolrina Zolan, a member of the highest nobility family, into our base, right? You wouldn't do that, right? You'd be better than that, right?
There's a lot of things going on. Like I love you to death, Elliot, but right now, like the like very complicated, nuanced, emotional baggage past we have is very much like if I were to put it on like a list, it'd probably be number 3 of things that are very stressful for me at current time.
What's number 2 and 1?
Number 1 is someone called Zolrina's older sister, and number 2 is called Zolrina.
Why do you care about her wait, which older sister?
It's gonna sound kind of bad. It's hard for me to distinguish because all nobility kind of blurs in my head. The only reason I'm able to remember
No, I get it.
Yeah. It's the one who like she's like the one who like does all like the almost like public service, like I'm gonna keep other nobility in check type.
Whoa.
Angus at a very inopportune time like tugs her like sleeve and he's like, Alessandra.
He's like, well, you actually met Alessandra and came back alive.
I was drunk for most of my interaction with her.
You met her drunk and you're not dead.
I don't know, I was inebriated, so I cannot tell you if she genuinely liked me. She was laughing while I was talking. I don't know if it was at me or with me. Quite frankly, I'm not complaining either way because I'm alive.
He kind of scratches his chin. He's like, damn, I guess like swaying nobility runs in the family. Go on.
But she told me to help at least keep her sister alive. Kind of.
Of course she did.
I have no idea for what. I was drunk. I wasn't really paying attention also. Because I mean, there's also another thing I have to tell you, but it's a little bit less on the back burner. It's not as stressful. It's just kind of a thing I did. I met her because, so you know that fire that Pendalore died in? You remember that?
You killed him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
He's like, I frankly should have seen the signs, but it was like a crazy magic fire. It was like an explosion.
He exploded. No, like I don't know what happened. Like he was dying, right? And then he exploded, and I don't know. You're the one between the two of us who knows magic more than me, so.
He purses his lips.
Perhaps if you had seen the way his body exploded, you could have had some insights. But I
love that sentence.
I am not knowledgeable on such matters. So
perhaps if you saw the way his body exploded, you might know more. Anyways, he nods and he says, okay. Here's the deal.
okay.
I'm going to be strangely charitable. Mostly because I don't think we're gonna get anything by having her here anyways. You guys can take her. I really super duper urge you to maybe have some caution about just handing her back to her dad. Might not go well for everyone involved.
Yeah, I was actually gonna speculate a little bit here with you. If she's in contact with a rival gang, and her father is also making it difficult to work with. No, I'm just gonna pause. She's about to. She says our gang and then corrects herself saying your gang. Perhaps she is influencing her father to not support you anymore.
He purses his lips. He says, I think that's part of it, but that doesn't explain the dead body.
I think she killed that woman. I saw her lug one of your men unconscious in one hit. So
Jesus.
I think she's fully capable of just kind of killing someone. I mean, most people we know are, so. But
I said Jesus. I meant fantasy Jesus. He Alien troll Jesus. Thank you for the Homestuck reference, Chocolate. Anyways, he nods
Hee.
and he says, "I think there's. Look, from what I know of Boren, he's kind of a not. Damn it. Okay, yeah, his name is Boren. Fucking Bees has me double checking my brain and notes. Um, uh, uh, from what I know of Boren, I don't think he has like. I do think he has the gall to be like, oh, I'm too hoity-toity now. I don't need to work with the gang. I don't think he would get in with another gang. I think he sees himself too highly now. So, while I do super agree that she probably has some influence here, I also am more concerned with her involvement with the other Dragon Chief. Because I'm not really excited to go toe-to-toe with them, regardless of whatever backing I have. They do kind of have this the city religion in their pocket, so would be a little.
That's true. Yeah.
Is that, by the way, notable to anybody else in the room? Not you didn't know that.
I think I would have divulged that information, at least, if not explicitly, implicitly. Whether or not my party members pick that up is entirely up to them.
I think Angus might care, right?
Angus definitely probably would care here.
Yeah, Angus cares on a like intellectual level. Maybe it's a little bit hard to tell because he's just sort of standing halfway behind Najid, sipping his cup of water.
That's so cute.
But he is listening, but he's kind of taking it in at the rate that he can at the moment.
That's amazing. He says, oh, that's actually super cute, Serena. He says, well,
if you were in my position, where I am now, right? Because to be frank, I have no idea if like the money for this girl is even worth it, depending on the consequences that might happen of returning her, right?
The rest of your party agrees with that?
Angus, who doesn't know this part, kind of looks up at the consequences and like is visibly puzzled. What consequences?
It would put my brother in a kind of precarious position, a little bit, and his affiliation and the affiliation of Juliana, are kind of, they don't like get along, so they'll be fighting.
You mean
my brother.
You mean the Dragon Teeth or the backing nobles?
The most pressing one is definitely the Dragon Teeth, just because they have a lot of social pull in this part of the city, and you know, I don't want my brother to be attacked. I mean, I guess I kind of already attacked his base. Sorry about that, but
he says, it's fine. Najai, you need to interrupt one thing here. I'm less worried about my personal safety, I guess. More concerned with the implications of a city religion fighting, more or less having a shadow gang war with nobility.
Oh my god.
My sister about busting another gang. Holy fuck.
This is tough. I feel like I'm not the one who should be making these choices.
So
Says, how much have you clued the daughter in on? I mean, we don't really have to tell her much, if anything. You could bring it back to the dad, get whatever reward you want, and then follow up from there, or do whatever you want.
I mean, she doesn't know this conversation is happening. We haven't informed her of us finding any of the letters, so as far as her knowledge goes, it's we were hired to get her, and we got her, and that's it.
if she leaves,
like 10 minutes.
If she leaves and he hasn't had the shit beaten out of him, then she's gonna know something's going on.
I have an idea because I do not want to arise suspicion with her. Not just gonna.
Is it gonna be that you guys just beat me up?
No, because I don't want to beat you up. I haven't seen you in years, and if I were to see you bruised as I leave, it would make me quite sad. So I don't want to do that. I was gonna suggest you fake doing a hostage trade.
Interesting. Go on.
Do you trust yourself to be able to, well, how many other of your guards are still left here? I think we could kind of put up a performance of sorts about this.
He's like, honestly, I'm confused how you guys didn't make noise going through the barracks. There should be
We
20
did.
of them.
We made a lot of noise. We also told them that there was a meeting happening and that there would be food at the meeting. I have no idea where they went.
Are you... He pinches his brow and he's like, what do I pay them for?
I don't know. Anyways, my idea was that you and your men could sort of put up this lie and act that it was in fact you who put the bounty on me, right?
Damn it.
And that you would be willing to trade her for me based on like an emotional, like a grudge, like you hate me, kind of. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm very stressed. I'm not articulating myself very well.
Interesting. He blinks and he says, you know, this could actually get rid of the bounty if you think about it. Because as the current guild leader, I am allowed to cash in on that bounty. So I could like cash in and like be like, hey.
Wouldn't that involve turning me in though? That seems like I kind of don't want to be.
No, that's not how it works. So, let me go on a quick tangent about, and then he explains very quickly to you that the logistics of how a bounty works in this city is essentially bounties are not managed by the government per se. They are managed by the local government, which is usually far less authoritative.
Okay.
So what happens is an individual will go in and place a bounty on them, and this guild acts as like a middleman between the client and the person, oftentimes a mercenary, who is bringing in said bounty. So essentially, he would be proposing that he brings you into the middleman, shows that he has actually caught you, but he is also the client, to effectively say, hey, no need for the bounty anymore. We have the bitch. Is essentially what he is proposing. Whether you want to do that, which will definitely bring public attention to you, is up to you, but that is his proposal.
Can I roll an insight on my brother?
You're welcome to. What do you want for this insight check?
I don't. It's tough. I suppose. Okay, I'm actually gonna ask him before I roll an insight. I'm gonna ask him something.
Okay.
After you, hypothetically, we do go along with my plan, right? After you cash in the bounty,
I would be the one who would have to pay it, so I guess I'm getting it from it.
Yeah. After you like absolve the bounty, I should say, right? Where does that leave? Like, where does that leave us?
God, that's a question that I saw it coming, and I'm still like, goddamn. He looks at you with a sense of, you see that guilt come back. And he says, Azir, as much as I'd love for you to come back, for one, I think you're probably better off with a more above board line of work. Secondly, I don't think it's safe for you to be here. You are welcome to roll insight on that.
Damn.
Yikes. I guess this comes down to whether, because you don't know if he's telling the truth or not. You can't tell. So this is a gut impulse on whether you trust him or not.
Could I also hit insight?
Oh, you're welcome to it.
I'm gonna look at Elliot and I'm gonna say,
before you do, keep in mind what you're gonna say, but I do want to tell Angus and Siren. Oh my god. Angus and Siren. He's scared. I think he is. It's almost like you had this problem that was a problem like years ago that you never resolved, and you just kind of ignored, and almost like didn't forget about it, but it was in the back of your mind. And then it is now suddenly in your face. People are calling you about it. You have emails about it. Very much that feeling is kind of going across his face of like he feels guilty and scared of like there is now a problem he has to handle that he wasn't ready for.
Angus, like, almost like with more energy than you would expect, like looks up at him and like in a much more pointed way, like returns to that unnerving glare, like not glare, but like stare, like he's staring deep at him. And this would be noticeable to any, but it's not intimidating. It's because that's not what he's trying to do. It's a danger response. And like I don't know what's happening and I need to know now type of thing. And this would be like immediately obvious, like his like again his tone has like shifted the moment he sniffed that like something was happening that he didn't know and was dangerous. He like returned to like maybe more of a more normal Angus that you've seen, but like he almost like steps forward. And it would have been noticeable, I think, to Elliot that the moment he kind of took that turn and the moment he had that feeling, like Angus responded.
Interesting. I'm trying to think how he would respond to this, because I gave a lot of thought to how he would respond to like any reaction Naja had. I had kind of thought through it. I had not.
You were Naja maxing. You were.
I was Naja maxing.
Naja maxing, sister pilled.
No. Anyways, how would he react to this? He. Fuck. I don't know what he does.
We'll figure that out next time, people.
Oh my god. No, he looks at you, Angus, and I think he exchanges almost like a pleading glance in your direction.
Pleading glance.
Is this Riz?
Is this Riz?
Well, like he almost like it's like he's asking for your help.
Like he's asking
Angus for your help.
Yeah, but can I tell in what way? Like, does he want me to bring it up or does he want me to shut up?
I don't think it's either of those. I think he wants he's asking for your help in a way he cannot vocalize. Almost as if he can't.
Almost as if he can't.
Almost as if he'll explode.
Angus, kind of like, as soon as he realizes that this is like what is being communicated to him, he kind of he pulls back some of the energy, and he starts speaking in the cipher. Can he do that? Is he at the level of understanding of the cipher?
Yes, that's cool. Yes, he can do that.
he uses the cipher and he asks, "Is it something you can say like this?"
They now have a new secret language between the two of them. Oh my god, my ship is sailing.
So, the interesting thing about how the cipher works is you are essentially talking to each other like casually about the weather right now.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone else can hear this. It's not like it's like whispered or like to each other's like telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
So you essentially would almost be like out of the blue just asking him like, how's the weather?
Yeah.
What
Angus
do you think
sees
about
nothing
them
wrong with
stars?
Okay, I just want to make it clear that's what's
This is
happening right
perfectly in character for Angus.
now. So Elliot actually looks a little confused and then clocks what you are saying and responds, dark skies, stormy weather ahead, take shelter. Essentially what he's actually saying to you is, I cannot explain exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but Naja is genuinely not. He says Naja, by the way.
Okay.
He doesn't. This is actually like not of me fucking it up. He says Naja is not safe here.
Not
Okay.
Elzira.
Not Elzira. He says Naja specifically. Every other time it's been out of character. I said it on accident. That was my bad. He's telling you right now.
After a brief discussion about the weather, Angus.
I'm curious about how Naja feels about that, by the way.
I think. Okay. I want to propose a thing. I think, given the fact that I'm not saying Nanja can understand them, but she can kind of clock that they're like indirectly communicating.
Yes. I would say that's fairly obvious.
She is angry. She's mad.
Angus kind of. Is this visible? Is she like hiding it, or is it something that would have been
She's
present to Angus?
not hiding it at all.
Angus kind of gives her the same like pleading look that he gave to that was given to him. That's like, this is not something that can be said. Like, and he kind of tries to get across like, please believe me, this is important, type of thing.
Naja's gonna kind of ignore Angus a little bit and like look to her brother and say, so basically, you're kicking me out. You'd be kicking me out, is what you're saying.
He shakes his head and he says, no. Technically you already left, but
oh, now you want to get technical. You really want to get technical with me, Elliot? Do you think now is the time for that?
No. Look. It is temporary.
What? What does that even...
There is a reason you cannot stay here that I have not resolved, that I was hoping I would have more time to resolve, that is now much more concerning, that I need to take care of. Is it a little obvious that I can't say the exact details?
That's fine, but I get 3 questions. I don't care if the answers are vague. I at least get some sort of answer.
Go ahead.
Do you know Do you know anyone named Prudence?
He shakes his head. Nope. Never heard of it. Is that somebody I should know?
No, I'm even more confused. You know what? Whatever. Who cares? Let's just do the plan. I don't even want to ask my other 2 questions. I mean,
Are you sure? Because
I am so. Oh my god! There's like no sense of normalcy anymore. Everything's so fucked. This is so fucked.
do you know the Muffin Man? I killed him. I'm sorry.
I also had that exact thought, but I was like, nah, I can't do that. That's too silly.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna pass out. So I don't know how good you are at keeping notes, Bim. I feel like there is a question I feel like Nadja would ask, but I don't want to railroad you.
I might just not be recalling.
Maybe DM it to
Yeah.
them and see if they maybe.
See if Bim agree.
Because my other thing was like, if he didn't know, if he kind of knew, I was gonna be like, oh, then what's this thing? And then I was gonna pull out the button, TM, trademark.
The button?
Yeah, the button.
Do you know the
What
button,
button?
man?
The button that
present.
Prudence gave me.
That gave
yeah, that
Lorena
button.
a bad headache. The nut button.
Maybe not that button.
I bumped
I-
it in our DMs.
Yeah, I saw that, and I genuinely think, and this is my headcanon for Nadja,
Uh-huh.
she is like not smart. So
Oh my god.
so like she knows, but also she's stressed, and also she's stupid. So
Okay, if you don't want to bring this up, that's super fair.
She is a
Yeah.
girl failure.
Totally fair. Okay. He kind of scratches his head, and he says, "Well, he seems really at a loss for words.
so you're not gonna ask me anything? You don't care?
He says, it's not that. More, I felt you guys were on a time crunch, but if you want, I could.
I mean, I said I was gonna
sure
ask 3 questions. I assumed,
And
oh,
then-
you know, maybe I'm gonna ask my sister 3 questions, but no, it's okay.
You didn't even ask me 3 questions.
Well, because I'm frustrated and confused. Okay?
You asked me a single question about some random person I've never heard of,
Well,
and then
because she gave
when
me a weird button. Okay, she gave me a weird button with a vague message. I'm so tired.
and you just accepted a weird button from some person
I
you
didn't
don't know.
press it. I didn't press it.
But you took it with you? Is it like a box with a button on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you brought this thing with you.
You want to see it?
Kinda.
So you want to see my button though? I got a neat button. I don't know what it does. You want to see it? You know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the button out and like hold it.
He looks it over, and it was initially kind of like faint bemusement and like describes a bit of like, what the fuck is my sister doing? As kind of turns into like intense focus as he like turns the box over and over in his hands, looking at it like closer and closer. And he hands it back to you, and he says, "Have you met this person?"
Prudence, yes, I met her once. Like at the
What was he like?
uh
He's like dead serious right now.
tiefling, pink, curly hair, pretty weird.
Weird how?
A weird like she knew me. Even if she didn't say my name, it did felt like she knew more than I am most comfortable with most people knowing about me. It felt that way. And also she was making very strange remarks about observing like the story and watching things get interesting. I have no idea what that was about.
He shrugs. He says, I don't know who that is, and I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. All I can tell you is the thing she's giving you is, well, so you know what I research. This is something I would want. I'm not gonna take it from you. He hands it back to you, very pointedly so. But he says, this is ancient tech. And I'm blown away she just gave it to you.
Naja's like mouth is agape. You know that one picture of like the guy who's like very shocked and his eyes are almost like bulging?
Yeah.
This is the kind of face. She's so stressed. There are too many things happening all at once for her.
He says, Naja, you have any idea how much this thing is worth?
I'm guessing probably more than the first number I can think of, for sure.
He says, you could buy a nobility title with this.
Why would she just give this to me? I mean, I don't want to be so normal.
To give everybody in context to how much money that is, the lowest starting, and he did not specify which nobility title, by the way, the lowest starting offer for a nobility title is like 100 million platinum pieces.
Ah. Boblin,
You scale.
in vis-a-vis ancient tech, you should give the nice man his pyramid back. That's very expensive, probably. He's very proud of it.
If that gives you any scale.
Naja, make him give the pyramid back.
I don't
It's my
remember
pyramid.
Naja even saw.
She did. He offered to let her touch it, remember? And then Naja was like,
yeah.
nah.
I like how both Boblin and Zolrina tried to trick Naja into touching something that fucking sent them on a journey.
I never tried to trick, I just offered.
I know, this is out of character. Make him give it back. I don't want to steal from this nice man.
Nice is a word
My
I
brother.
would use
Okay,
sparingly.
first of all, it's my brother, not yours. You are not allowed to have.
I've
character
adopted
assessment on
him.
Second of all, this man has 1,000,000% killed someone, so I don't know how much of a nice man he is.
So has Zolrina.
Okay, Zolrina's not nice either. What's your point? Like,
Listen.
Super fair.
Listen. Everybody in the city has killed someone.
That is not true.
unequivocally untrue. just
Elliot
factually
kills-
incorrect.
Mika, fair question. Has Ariane ever killed anybody?
Neither Arian nor Esley should have killed anybody.
Yeah. Didn't think so.
Zolrina killed
Actually-
someone when she was like less than 20.
Oh.
Kind of cringe.
I don't know if you would have noticed, but as Esley's, even when in combat, they would all of their strikes would have like been avoiding vitals.
Same
yeah,
is true of Angus.
all non-lethal.
Gotcha.
We don't have to talk about kill count, but what if we do?
Oh my god.
I still don't want to steal from the nice man.
Gamer, you're not in the room.
I know. I
Anyways,
feel guilty.
back on subject.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna be honest, Elliot. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just need your help. I get that for some reason you can't have me around, or maybe you don't want me. It's fine. Whatever.
Stop that.
I'm not gonna argue with you right now. But I just need help. I need your help.
What do you need me to do? And with that is the end of our stream. That's an excellent place to wrap it up. If I do say so myself, as a writer who would totally end a chapter there.
That's the perfect place to end it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving back the pyramid. It's mine.
Give him back the pyramid.
No,
We can give you visitation rights.
no.
I do
I
have
picked
a
it up
question,
first.
Lulu.
Uh,
I have a question.
what's
Has
that?
Elliot seen? Because I don't. Let me look at on the map where the fuck Boblin is really quick, because I'm facing my brother. Has my brother seen that Boblin has the hat on? Has he seen that? I get that he's like.
probably he has.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
wearing the
like-
hat.
He might not have clocked it. I'm gonna be real. Your brother also flustered.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like your brother probably paying attention to you specifically for most of this and Angus, but I don't think he's clocked that. I don't even think he's clocked that Boblin's a goblin.
That's fair. I am a very convincing non-goblin goblin.
Goblin D's.
Wow. Anyways, I was half tempted to pull out the pyramid and be like, "You mean like this?"
That would've been
Oh
so
my
funny.
god.
Give the nice man back his property.
It's
Stop
my property
stealing.
now.
Why is everybody always stealing?
Because we have 2 rogues in our party. What do you mean?
Who authorized
Why is everyone
this?
always stealing? Quote from Zolrina, who stole things this session.
Zorina, who famously desecrates the corpses and bodies of torture victims to
It's
collect
not
their bones.
stealing if they're dead.
Oh, so what you're saying is I just have to kill Elliot and then it's not stealing?
Do not kill my brother.
I wasn't planning to. I'm just gonna steal his stuff anyways.
You're like, no, it'll just be stealing. That's all that is.
Oh my god.
If you die, do I
What's
have
up,
permission to
Baghdad?
have your bones?
No, you can't have my bones if I die. What?
Too late. They belong to my family anyways. I was just asking for politeness' sake.
Oh, okay, adding Zolrina to my hit list.
It's not a personal thing. Everybody's bones belongs to my family.
Everybody.
Oh my lord. We can't let the stream keep going or Zorina and Peter are gonna get canceled at the same time.
What do you mean wrong? It's literally a legal thing that the deceased's remains belong to the government.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we all hate
That is-
that. And also
that
nobody
is-
practices it.
That is actually technically legally true. Zorina is correct. But that is practiced very differently from district to
Boo.
district.
Boo.
Mostly it was just instituted because their parents were like, oh, Zarina's getting into bones. Let's give her bones.
Tomato, 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 frowny face.
Anyways, let's find somebody to raid.
Let's see here.
Damn it, streamer. Find someone to raid.
Yes, streamer.
Oh,
Guillotine emoji?
Like,
Streamer derogatory.
what the heck? There are other people in here who stream.
imagine streaming yourself on the internet. I mean, you know, like.
Who could imagine that?
Oh, let's raid Fury.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
who that is.
We get to I get to bully Fury live on stream. Hell yeah!
Guy
Y'all,
Fieri?
you should
Fuck
say
that.
that joke. I think she'll enjoy that.
Hell yeah.
Fury, how do you spell her fucking username?
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I hope you had a lot
Yes.
of fun.
This was
I did.
wonderful. I am even more nervous about next session now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I want to be clear that while this has been very Naja focused, I have actually been secretly writing similarly intense level plots for every character. So I have those. So look forward to when those rear their ugly heads.
Mine probably will not come up for a
Oh, boy.
while, I imagine.
I'm in danger.
Oh, Serena, you have one. You have a couple. One might come up soon. Gee.
How many does Zolrina have versus how many does Nadja have?
Naja has a couple. You have a couple.
I have one. That's all I need.
Sus.
Above, and you have 3.
Oh.
How many does Esley have?
Only one thus far, because Ashley is very new.
Esley has
Interesting.
17.
Ashley has 37.
And
Bob.
how many
Little
does...
did you know that Esley is the main character of the entire campaign.
Exactly.
How many does Siren have?
I'm not gonna keep.
Mind your business. And
How
all
many
that
does
is
Larkin
so
have?
Raid Fury, you damn whore!
Is that not how you raid? No, that's not. That's how you raid. Fuck.
Mind your
How
business.
long have you been streaming, Abu?
Uh,
How many times have you clocked in the stream office? You
Did
should know how to
she
read, friend.
end her stream?
2.5 years.
That's not how you raid, Abu. It's slash, not exclamation.
Yeah, I did a slash, but it said user not found or whatever. One sec.
You probably
she
typed
is
in her thing
definitely
wrong.
Still live. I am on her stream right now. She is live. She is playing
Dungeon
something that I
Born.
do not recognize.
Okay, there we go.
Dungeon
The raid
Mesh?
has been created. Y'all ready?
I'm so proud of you. Yeah.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming. Be ready to bully Fury. So, bye. Thanks for coming. We'll see you. I don't know when, but I'll let you guys know. So long.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.